So our very first guest of the show tonight, he is a spunky to say the least, full of life twin with a huge passion for helping others. As a lieutenant for the Chicago Fire Department, he gets to live that passion every single day. Now, his career is absolutely a dream job, but he has had his share of nightmares, and one of those nightmares has been ALS. His twin brother, Frankie, was diagnosed with ALS in 2006 and fought courageously for 18 months. Frank lost his battle with ALS in 2008, and though he is gone, he is absolutely never forgotten. Marty continues to fight in Frank's honor. Here to share his story, please welcome Marty Calkins. Hi, Marty.
Hey, what's up? Hi, Susan. How are you?
Hi. Good. How's it going?
Good, good. I'm doing
I
good. Thank you.
that you've got a fan watching. I love this. I I love this. I am so excited that your family's tuning in. I'm so happy that they get to see you, and I'm even more happy that our viewers get to hear this story because this is so exciting. Oh, someone renamed you Nardi instead of Marty. I love it. So tell us, well, we mentioned you had a twin brother and your brother was diagnosed with ALS. He
Yeah.
fought a tough fight for 18 months and lost his battle. Tell us a little bit about Frank and how, I mean, he, much like you, he loved to help people. I know you told me that on the phone, that he was inspired to help others, to make a difference. That was sort of his mission as well. So, what did you learn from Frank and how has he inspired you?
Frankie is probably he was one of the nicest guys that I know. Of course, because he's my twin. But he worked in Quincy as a probation officer. He started drug court for people who were either alcoholics or drug addicts, and it was like a last chance to get them, and they would last chance to get them so they don't go to jail. And this is the type of person that he was. That he always saw the best in other people. Like he always, one thing that I really learned from him is that he always put himself in the other person's shoes. So, and people go through rough times, and they, that's why he got in that field, because people were going through rough times, and he helped them and tried to get them the help that they needed so that they could survive in this world, because there's a lot of crazy things that go on. Anyways,
Mm.
so what I learned from the biggest message is Frankie's love and acceptance of everybody. And it's just that, and I don't know how he does it sometimes or how he did it, but then, I'm like, oh, it drives me nuts because he's so good, like a nice person all the time. So that's a message that I try to carry on as much as I can.
Okay. I love that because you know what? I feel like, especially now, we could use a little bit more of that in the world. So it's nice to channel that inner Frankie and just be a good person.
Yeah, he was. So yeah, he was awesome.
I
Even
love,
even through this, even through the sickness of ALS, he
yeah.
some of the things that he would do just to make you laugh. He always tried to make everybody else feel comfortable. You know,
Mm,
even through all the horrible disease.
yeah. And I hear that that's sort of a common theme, and I don't know how my heart goes out to everyone. I love this. Frankie was inspiring and amazing, and he made such a positive difference in the world. So many people are jumping in. This is so exciting. Frankie, I wish I could have met him because just you telling me about him, Frankie sounds like such an amazing individual. So I love getting to hear these stories. And ALS in general takes an insane toll on individuals. I mean, it is not an easy fight. You got to see this firsthand. It is tough. And it doesn't just affect the person battling ALS, it affects the entire family. So when you found out about the ALS diagnosis, when you found your way to our chapter, to the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter, what difference did the chapter make in Frankie's life, in your life? I mean, what does the ALS Association mean to you and your family?
Okay. What it to me, and I know I speak on behalf of my whole family. Me, Colette, his wife, and his 5 children. I know I speak on their behalf when I'm talking about this. If it wasn't for the chapter of ALS and the help that they gave us, Frankie's life would have been a lot harder. What they did is they eased the pain, they eased the suffering through the services that they offered. They had counseling for us. They I want to tell the story about we're in Quincy. All right, so I would go to Quincy every 3 weeks because Frankie lived in Quincy, and we would go to Quincy. I would go to every 3 weeks because we have to go to St. Louis because we're twins. They wanted Frankie volunteer for all the research. And I'm like, so I had to go with them. So,
Oh,
which I didn't mind, but I got to spend time with Frankie, 4 or 5 days with him. So we pick him up from Quincy, and we go to St. Louis, and they do all kinds of blood work and tests. Why did he get it and I didn't? And so he volunteered for all the research. He had a port in his body, body that they put in there, and there's just all kinds of amazing stuff they did. But like so, with the whole thing of what ALS did is, we used to have to carry him, put him in a wheelchair, this and that. Well, we all went to Quincy because we talked to some lady from Julie, I think from Chicago. She'd been working there probably about 15 years from the Chicago chapter of ALS, and she arranged to get Frankie a motorized wheelchair. And he arranged to get a computer because he couldn't walk, and a wheelchair was getting hard. He wanted to have his own freedom because he can move his arms, but he couldn't move his hands because his hands were all curled up, and his body was deteriorating. And then she got a computer where he put like a computer chip on his forehead so he can go to the computer and communicate, because he was losing his speech. Well, anyway, so we're all in Quincy, and there's about 30 of us in the family, and the van comes up, and the motorized wheelchair pulls up. So we put Frank in. It has a special neck brace for his neck. It has, we get the seatbelt on, and before we could do anything, Frankie put his hand on the lever, went across the street with cars going by, and he stops and just goes, and you hear him go, woo! And he just took off, and he went down the street, and he was gone for half an hour. There wasn't a dry eye in the place. We were all crying and happy for him because it's the first time in 3-4 months that he was able to do something for himself. It was amazing. So, like when I saw Julie at a golf fundraiser at Cog Hill, she remembered the Calkins family, and she's like, "Oh, you're the twin," and I'm like, I'm like, "Oh my God!" And it was, so, and I will never forget her because of what they did for Frankie, for Colette and the kids, and the Quincy, my brother Billy and Susie, all the people that took care of him in Quincy, and then all of us. It just made this process so much easier, and I'm grateful to the day I die to ALS, and that's probably why I'm so enthused to be doing this with you, because it's a great organization, and ALS sucks, man, and people are dying from it, and we need help. They need research, they need money, they need this has it's just, I don't know, it's just a horrible disease.
I know. I'm right there with you. I say it all the time. I think that's the best way to describe it. This stinking sucks. And we are here because we are going to put an end to this.
Can you say that on TV?
I said stinking. Yeah. It stinking sucks. We can say that.
I thought you said stinking. All right. It's stinking.
It stinking sucks. It is what it is. Let's just call it what it is. It stinking sucks. And we are not going to stop. Right. We are not stopping until we find a cure to this, because people on the show, our viewers have heard me say this so much. Oh, I love it. I believe it. I believe that there was a whole lot of personality between the two of them. Every 90 minutes, somebody is diagnosed with ALS, and every 90 minutes, someone loses that battle. So, I mean, we were on talking before the show started for about a half an hour. So in the course of tonight, I mean, we will have already lost somebody in our ALS community, and somebody else will be joining this community with the diagnosis of ALS. So this is just insane. We have to end this. We just have to put an end to this. We can't. No, family friendly. We don't swear. We say stinking. This stinking sucks. That still conveys the point. I love
it. Swears, huh?
You guys all know. You can say those words in your mind. But I think it was your daughter. Is Cat2244? Is that your daughter?
Oh,
is she the one that's is she the one watching? Yeah. So ALS sucks. But she chimed in and was saying some really great things and about the dynamic between the twins. And I believe it. And actually, I wanted to ask you that because I've always heard this. I think all of us have, that there's this like unexplainable connection between twins. Did you guys have that? Could you, one person felt pain when the other was feeling it? Was this happening between you and Frankie?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Oh. It happens. It's really weird. And when it happens at certain times. Like there was one time when I was thinking about him, picked up the phone and never dialed, and he was on the line. That happened one time. Another time, like we could just, like there's, a feeling of there's just, for example, when Frankie and I would get together, our brothers and sisters go, there goes the twins. And me and Frankie would be laughing. We could be looking at the wall, be laughing our heads off, like, or we'd be thinking about the same thing. Like,
Well, what?
the movie Dumb and Dumber, we love that movie, and we could laugh all day about it. And everyone's looking at you like, look at these knuckleheads, you know? So,
I
so we're good.
okay, we're good. We're gonna keep going. I love it. I love hearing that this is a real thing though. That is so crazy to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this we've said it. This sucks so many times. What has life been like without Frankie?
Oh wow,
I know.
that's
Yeah,
it's, it's a nice question. It's
I
a
know,
hard
right?
life
I'd
lesson.
rather bring it back down. I'm real good at just killing the mood, right?
Please, there you go, man. Downer. Um, but life without Frankie is, I miss him every day. That's all. I mean, what else can you say? He was my best friend. He understood me better than anybody. And even our wives, they would roll their eyes at us because there goes Frankie and Marty again. Or when Frankie's in town, everything else that doesn't exist because Frankie's here. Because I'd be so excited to see him. All the time. It's always been like that. We're really blessed that we were so close. So yeah.
I love that you had that. I love that you had that. Seriously. Do you still feel them? Because I hear that too from
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of.
all the
Yeah.
time. His spirit lives on. It lives
Yeah.
on through his kids, through his friends, through all of us. Because there'll be times where I'll be with my buddies Keith and David or Tim and Dennis, our good friends, and we'll just think about Frank. Oh, Frankie did this, and like his name pops up all the time. And through and some Keith always likes to say that he was a saint. Because of the way he showed love, even in the hardest conditions of life, and knowing that you're going to die and that your body's breaking down and your brain you're aware of everything that's happening to you.
Yeah.
And throughout that, he made everybody a better person when we saw him. That's the gift that he gave us. It's just amazing. So of course I miss him all the time. Think about him all the time.
But like I said, you're carrying this on. I mean, it sounds like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So you are carrying on his mission. You're doing the same thing. I have
Well,
a feeling people would say the same thing about you. You're
uh, you know,
right. That is an incredible. I love these comments.
Thank
You are an incredible family, and you guys are full of love. I love that.
you.
Well, seriously, he does sound amazing, and I know that he is up there partying with my friend Frank.
Oh, your friend
My
Frankie too,
my
right?
friend Frank who passed away. The Franks are just partying up there, having so much fun. But God, I'm just so sorry. I'm so sorry for the loss. I'm so sorry for everybody that has had to lose somebody to ALS. It is not right. This is not the way that it should be, and we are going to find an end to this. But in the midst of this awful, horrible grief and losing your best friend, when we were talking, you had the best story though. How did you deal with this? How did you deal with the grief? How did you deal with the pain? What came
Well,
from this horrible moment?
it's funny that you asked that.
It's
Um,
kind of like I knew.
yeah. What do like sometimes I like to write, so I wrote a song, but now here, and I call it the ALS Blues. And in the song, um, I put as if I was Frankie, and how I would feel. How would I feel? And the song it's a blues song, so it's a sad song, but it would help me deal with the pain and the suffering and the loss of losing a friend to this horrible disease. And the nice thing about it is my friend Dennis, who Frankie and Dennis were those two together were a pair. But Dennis wrote this song about a dog that he wrote the melody about a dog. So I used his melody and I put the words of Frankie in there. And then, but and I added my own stuff to it and stuff. So, Dennis, you can't steal a song from me. It's my song now.
Ah, you claimed it. It's yours. I
No,
love
no,
it.
it's
Well,
well, it's. But anyways, so I wrote the song called ALS Blues.
I love it. I was gonna ask you anyway, but we've already got fans. You've already got viewers and fans that are chiming in asking you to play this song. So will you give us the ALS Blues?
Sure, I'll do it. I'll do my best. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna. All right.
I love it.
I'm just sick as a dog in the summer. My skin is hot, my pulse just a flutter. My head is spinning to tell you the news. I got me ALS blues that I'm a singing. ALS blues, yeah, I'm a singing. ALS blues. I got a call the other night. The doctor said something ain't right. So they took 1,000 tests, even put a port in my chest. And I'm a singing ALS blues. Yeah, I'm a singing ALS blues. My hands are curled, my feet are weak. I try to talk, my voice won't speak. My emotions swing up and down. I feel like a crying clown, and I'm a singing ALS blues. Yeah, I'm a singing ALS blues. Wheelchairs, the ride I seek. My future looks kind of bleak. I can't wash my face or feet, and I cherish whoever I meet. And I'm a singing ALS blues. Yeah, I'm a singing ALS blues. Thanks, it's been a hell of a ride. You know it's time for me to die. Thanks for being at my side. I'll make it quick and say goodbye. And I'm a singing ALS blues. Yeah, I'm a singing Frankie blues. It still gets me that song.
I am telling you, I'm trying to like remind myself there's a camera. You can see this because I have a very happy, sad reaction. I was jamming because that song is so catchy. I love it. But then the words, they just kind of cut you.
Yeah, well, that's how I tell with you because it's real. That's his story, you know.
Yeah. Seriously. And I loved hearing because even when you talked about this, you said that. I mean, and music is huge. Music heals so many things. I've heard this from so many different people. I've experienced it. And so for that to be the way that you dealt with it, I mean, that was just, it's such a beautiful way to remember Frankie and to
And
get
I
through.
get to sing.
Yeah, and you get to sing. You have a great
I
voice
get to
too, by
sing,
the way. I mean, where did that come from? I feel like I see a tour in your future. I feel like you should
Oh
be
yeah,
touring
oh
for
yeah.
the
Let's go.
blues.
Oh, baby, rock and roll.
Yeah, heck yeah. You know what? I play a mean air guitar, so I can back you up anytime you need it, you know?
All right. Yeah, you could be one in the background. Go woo 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 woo
Exactly.
woo.
I got that. I got that. I can do a little dance across the stage. I can't sing because I'll terrify everybody, but you
Okay,
know, I
you're
can
just good.
mouth words in the back. Mhm. Oh, I love that. You know what, Marty, you've got some comments here. You're one of a kind, twingy guitar. Put it on YouTube. I agree. I agree, Kev Nice. He should
All
put
right,
it
go
on
ahead.
YouTube.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not good at computers.
We'll get you. You know what? We'll come out. We'll do a little something something. We'll get you filmed and we'll get you up on YouTube because people need to hear that song. And I can guarantee that anyone that has ever experienced ALS firsthand can relate in an undescribable way to that song. So thank you for
It was
sharing that.
inspired by Frankie. It was inspired by Frankie because I wrote it in like 5 minutes. I mean, you know, it was talking to me through whatever medium,
Yeah.
whatever it is. You know, it was inspired because I couldn't come up with that. You know.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it is a good song. Comes, it means a lot to me. So
Yeah.
that I'm able to share it. Thanks.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here and just getting to share and tell us about Frankie. And I just love hearing this. Marty, you are a rock star. Look at this. You guys, so everybody that's watching, who would buy tickets to come see him in concert? I feel like we should make that happen.
It's all my family. They're sick of me.
It does. Nope, still fans. Still fans. I'm a fan, Marty. I am a fan, and I would come and see you. And see, 100%, we got this. You need to take the show on the road. You need to come up with a whole blues set. This is a thing. It started right here on Season Sunflower Hour. So we can all say we knew you when.
Oh, beautiful. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. When you make it big and you become a huge superstar and you're winning Grammys, we can say it started right here.
That's right. Caesar, you're going to be my special guest.
Yes. It's true. I'll do the interview. I'll interview you on the red carpet when
You
you're
got
when
it,
you're winning
baby.
awards.
That's the deal. We got it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want to give a big, huge shout out to Frankie and just I'm so happy that he was in the world. I am so happy that he got to be your twin brother and that we got to all hear his story.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. Anything you want to say to everybody watching, to all your friends and family?
Thank you, family and friends, for putting up with the with me. But no, Frank, we love you. I love you guys. You know that.
I
Thank
think
you.
they do. I think they do. Thank you for everything, Marty. Thank you for everything that you have done and continue to do for ALS and for doing such a great job of keeping Marty's story and memory alive.
Yeah, Frankie's memory. Thank you.
Absolutely. We love it. And I have a feeling this will not be the last we've seen of you. So hopefully I will
never
be seeing
know.
you
You
again
never
very
know.
soon.
Hey, I'm a show off.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Marty, and have a great rest of your evening.
All right. Bye.